This video is about completion at the day of Jesus Christ. And the Bible verse used in this video is Philippians 1-6. Jelly was a young woman who had been diagnosed with schizophrenia a few years ago. Her battle with her mind began as a child. She was saved at the age of 15. Soon after, she started hearing voices, and the voices in her head never went away. The voices were always there, taunting her, telling her she was worthless and that she should just give up. They would wake her up in the middle of the night, screaming at her. She tried to ignore them, but it was impossible. They were always there, always tormenting her. The only thing that could console Jelly was sleep. When she was asleep, the voices were gone. She could finally be at peace. But sleep was a precious commodity, and it was hard to come by. The voices would often keep her awake for days on end. Jelly was exhausted. She was tired of fighting. She was tired of the voices. She was tired of being afraid. She just wanted to be normal. But she knew that would never happen. She had schizophrenia, and it was a part of her now. She would have to learn to live with it. And she would have to find a way to cope with the voices. One day, Jelly was talking to her therapist about the voices. She told him how they were always there, and how they were making her life a living hell. The therapist listened patiently, and then he said, "Jelly, you have to understand that the voices are not real. They are just a product of your illness. They can't hurt you." Jelly didn't believe him at first. She had been hearing the voices for so long, and they had hurt her so much. But the therapist was patient, and he kept talking to her. He told her about other people with schizophrenia, and how they had learned to cope with the voices. Type "I love you Jesus" in comments. Slowly but surely, Jelly started to believe the therapist. She started to realize that the voices were not real, and that they couldn't hurt her. She started to feel a little bit better. It wasn't easy, but Jelly eventually learned to live with her schizophrenia. She learned to ignore the voices. And she learned to focus on the positive things in her life. She got a job, she made friends, and she started to feel like herself again. Jelly's story is a reminder that people with mental illness can live full and productive lives. With the right support, people with schizophrenia can achieve their goals and dreams. One day, Jelly was reading the Bible and she came across this passage. "And I am sure of this, that he who began a good work in you will bring it to completion at the day of Jesus Christ." And suddenly, Jelly was filled with hope and joy about her future. She knew that God wouldn't give up on her and that she was safe. Type 1111 in comments if love Jesus. Jelly continued to struggle with her schizophrenia, but she never gave up hope. She knew that God was with her, and that He would help her through whatever she faced. Jelly's story is a reminder that God is always with us, even in the darkest of times. He will never give up on us, and He will always help us to overcome our challenges. And I am sure of this, that he who began a good work in you will bring it to completion at the day of Jesus Christ. Philippians 1-6